The ultimate despair, a group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the Mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally revealed. But right now we need to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. Alright. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Danganronpa. Last time, we got accused of being the murderer of the unknown Mukuro Ikusaba, which obviously we knew it's not true. We did not murder anyone, but for some reason that ended up being correct. So what happened to the rule of if you guess the wrong answer of who killed a student, everyone dies except for the killer? Like, what happened to that? Like, did we just bypass that rule all of a sudden? Like, what the heck? Do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room? Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door of the school, right? That's right. Then we should be able to use on that door, right? Okay. I guess we go inside the door? So here we go.
It's true.
Let's find out. It opened! Oh man, we can get out of here now. Yo, what happens? Yo, what if the people find out that we're that we're still alive? That's gonna be so awesome. We were finally free, but there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief, because the real fight had just begun. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. The upskirt shot, though. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down. Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you were the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? How long? Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Then, is your family famous? Quite the opposite. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. I mean, as a detective, you kind of have to be secret, so it makes sense.
Right. Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society, which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence.
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned. I can't say it's entirely rational, but it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it, because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Okay. She hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However...
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, is because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. But you'd be reuniting after all these years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about. There's something I want to say to him, though. No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face.
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. I see. So that's how it works. So Kyoko pretty much despises her father. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that, I think. I was still very young, so I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising future, but he had no interest in detective work, so he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument, and young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I would have never had the chance to become a detective. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that, compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true. But there's one thing I can never forgive.
So...
the way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing. But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. Okay, his shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of the shadow. That's why I have to fight him and tell him we're no longer family, in order to settle the past, in order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago.
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No. Makes sense. I mean, I feel that way with, like, some people.
Hey.
I mean, in some ways, yes, but some other... but, I mean, I guess in most other situations, no. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence, and after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Wait, where's Kyoko? I only see me. Looks like this is it. On the other side of this door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back.
Right.
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Oh man, we made it! We freaking made it! I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. So that's how Kyoko got down there. Alright. Interesting. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. So now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, and I'm worried about you too, you helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So
Then let's just get a concrete answer.
in other words,
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping.
however,
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time until we're found out, and it's not like we can run away. So you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't. Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. You said something like that before. What does it mean? The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down.
Right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us to go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations.
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym. Let's get going. We're going to the gym? Alright. Yo, what happens if the students see us? Can I just go to the students? Like, what happens if I go to Hiro's room, like, right now?
Shall we go?
Okay, well, I can't. Alright. Makes sense, I suppose. Okay, so I don't see anyone in the hallway. Yo, I bet that the students are gonna be in the gym, and Monokuma's gonna be talking to them about stuff. Okay, that's still closed, like... That's never gonna open, I bet. I bet that's the second floor dorm rooms that Kyoko's been talking about that I never really get a chance to go to. Alright, so we're going to the gym. So let's go ahead and go to the gym. God, this music makes me nervous. But then again, that's like one of the things the game does a really good job with. Like all the music in this game does a really good job at like fitting the atmosphere of the situation.
Well now.
Kyoko, I don't mind so much, but Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here? You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you? So what if I did? What will you do? If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again, and this time I won't leave anything to chance.
Right.
Do whatever you feel you have to.
However,
But before you do, let me just say one thing. If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right?
because
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
in other words,
I was supposed to be the chosen as I was supposed to be chosen as the Blackened, and then you execute, right? What are you talking about? But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting, because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that. And in response to that unexpected development, you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the Blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No, more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
however,
But then, there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter Ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid, even after you killed it.
am I wrong?
Now here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro. You did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blackened is exposed, they alone would be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the Blackened is me and not Makoto? And you can prove this, right? No, I can't. What is this, a comedy routine? To make such bold claims without a shred of evidence?
Doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some. Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth. And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type?
Because
If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you so love to inspire.
however,
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts. And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence? It's not you I'm trying to convince. If you were trying to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased.
indeed,
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right. Despair can never kill hope.
hey,
Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair fair and square, then I suggest you take my advice. So, what is this advice of yours? To do Mukuro's trial over again. Only this time you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair. Hey.
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? So, wait, we're gonna redo this? What reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word.
Bear it!
Very interesting.
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So, time for bear jokes. Now, what you suggested might be plausible. Okay. It would certainly make for honey of a climax. Does that mean you accept? If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? And then I'm pre-beared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory? Let's have one final grisly showdown. Wait. Okay. This is not what I was expecting, but okay. But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end. So for this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. That's right, every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do that, then that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you. Okay, your jokes are so bad.
It's true.
I'm not even laughing at these jokes. That's how bad these jokes are. That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of the school, then you win. But if you can't do all of that, we'll all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair?
Hey.
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
Hey.
I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement? Okay. It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Oh, anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
Listen.
Yeah, I want to know if this is if you're lying or not. I never saw Mukuro like at all. The first the first step that I took in the school. Why are you quiet?
Now I'm really angry.
Okay, so you're lying. That's why you stayed quiet. He seems emotionally unstable. Leave me alone. Get out of here. You don't care? All right, we're gonna punish. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair.
Hey.
God, that's such a long text of poo-hoo-hoos.